Hello children, welcome to English with Kashish. Yes, today we're going to learn the chapter A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise from your English textbook. Your first language, English textbook. Yes, so are we ready? Yes, open the book, come to the chapter and read this. A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. Now I'm going to give you an example, okay? You must have had lots of friends. Now I had two friends. One was Rahul and one was Anjali. Now Rahul was very naughty, okay? He only liked to play and waste his time. He used to do useless things and waste his time like listening to music, eating, sleeping, playing and doing no studies. Now Anjali was very studious. She only liked to study. Whenever I went to her house, she had a book in her hand. Always she had a book in her hand. Okay. Now, shall we compare these two? Rahul and Anjali. You think there is a balance between them? One is only playing, one is only studying. Is that good? No. We should have a balance in our life. We should do equal amount of studying, playing and other activities. Now, this author, Rabindranath Tagore, has a very interesting story for us. Are we ready to read it? Come on, let's do it together. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the author. Okay, Rabindranath Tagore. He was our national poet. He was famous for music, painting, poetry, acting and choreography. What a genius! He was the first Indian to receive Nobel Prize for his collection of poems which was called Gitanjali. And he also wrote our national anthem. You should remember all this because I'm going to ask questions in the end. So our author, Rabindranath Tagore, is talking about this wrong man. Now what did this wrong man do? Let's read. This wrong man had never believed in mere utility. Mere utility. Utility means useful work. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. What are whims? Whims are some fancy things that you want to do, right? I'll give you an example. Now it's really shivering cold inside and outside, and what you feel like doing? You want to have an ice cream. Is that right? No. So those are called mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture. Sculpture of man, sculpture of woman and castles. Yes, he really liked making these sculptures. He also liked making quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. Right. And he also loved painting. Yeah, he loved doing painting. Okay. Thus, he wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. People laughed all the time at him. At times, he vowed, he promised to shake off his whims. He used to tell himself, I am not going to do this today, but he ended up doing it every day. But they lingered in his mind. Now lingered. Imagine you have your exam tomorrow and you want to study. It's very important. And what you tell yourself, I'll play one game, it's my break time. And you play one game, but you end up playing 10 games. Now that is lingering in your mind. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. Now you remember that Rahul, he never studied. But imagine if Rahul got 100 on 100. He passed with flying colors. So same happened here. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earth life, whatever time he spent on earth, in useless work. And yet, after his death, the gates of heaven opened wide for him. But the moving finger, his fate, his destiny writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger, this is the aerial messenger, she came down to take him, right? She was the messenger who was supposed to take him to paradise. She was in charge of the man and she made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. Was that his place? Do you think this wrong man is supposed to go to workers' paradise? In this paradise, you find everything except leisure. Leisure is relaxing and doing nothing. Here, men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move, come on. Time is flying, there is no time to waste. All exclaim, they all said together, time is precious. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly, and yet those words make them happy and exalted. Now, children, can you tell me, this wrong man who did nothing on earth and spent all his time and leisure, will he fit into this? Where men, women, everyone is busy and they have no time in their hand. Will he be happy here? Let's find out first. First, answer some questions. Alright, are you ready to answer some questions? Now this is question number 1 on page number 5. Why don't you open it and do with me? The man indulged in mad whims. Who considers the man's work as mad whims? Read with me. The man itself, the writer, the people in workers' paradise. Can you tell me the right answer? Yes, it is the people in workers' paradise. You're right. Now let's go to question number 2, which is again on page number 5. Explain the comparison in para 3. You can go back and read the para 3 and then answer the questions with me. Now some boys are compared to, these boys in the story are compared to the wrong man, right? Now who's the wrong man in the story? You're right, the artist himself. B, their not studying is compared to, do you remember what this wrong man did in the story? He is wasting his time in painting. That's what he did. And these boys are also compared to that. Yet, passing in the test is compared to what? They passed in their test and still they got 100 on 100. This wrong man did useless things and still what happened? He went to heaven. He was going to heaven and the doors of heaven opened wide open for him. You're right. Now let's go to question number 3, okay, which is on page number 5. When the man say, we haven't a moment to spare. Now this is in your para 6 if you want to go and read. It means that, now what does it mean when men say they haven't a moment to spare? Does that mean they are overburdened with their work? Or does that mean they are happy and proud to be so busy? Or it means they are indifferent? We'll find out the answer. Yes, B. Now why don't you tick answer B with me on your textbook? They are happy and proud to be so busy. You're right. And let's move on. This question is number 11, which is on page number 6. What does the line, the man never believed in mere utility, mean? You want to read it again? What does the line, the man never believed in mere utility, mean? The answer is, the man appreciated the beauty in everything and liked those which pleased the senses, even though they were not useful for any activity. I have underlined these keywords which you should use in your answers. Yes, we're all done. But don't go away right now. I have a small quiz for you. In fact, lot of games for you to play. And I hope you get lots of points. I'm waiting for it. Now signing out, Kashish. See you soon.